What's up, pretty gang? Welcome back to my channel. It's your favorite motherfucking nail tech, Peaches. Of course, back with another video. So today we are focusing heavy on the design. This is a freestyle that I did the other night. Her budget was $100. So this is what I went ahead and came up with. If y'all know anything about me, y'all know I love a ghetto fabulous nail, and I feel like that's exactly what I gave Miss Mama's, okay? So before we go ahead and get into this video, let's make sure we do all of our connections. Make sure y'all are following me on Instagram at Nailsbyprettyface, and of course, Pretty Face Peaches. Carnelian Crystal is our subscriber for the day. And don't forget, subscribe, turn on the notifications, because if the notifications off, how the hell you gonna know when I'm on? Like, come on. So of course we are using a not polished color called Nude Me, because of course if it's not polished, it's not what? It's not nothing, never will be. Okay, liquid young nails, because I'm a young nails girl. And for those who are wondering about my brush size, it's always in the description, but I am using a brush size 16. This is my home girl. When this brush breaks, I go ahead to the nail supply. I go ahead and get the exact same brush, black handle brush. But don't be deceived. You need to look a little closer because the bristle lengths and etc., it still kind of differs. So I just kind of, you feel me? I just kind of work it out until I get back comfortable with her. So that literally had nothing to do with this video. I just thought I'd throw it out there. So as you can see, the application is sped up. Number one, because y'all can see for yourself, the application on this was kind of trash. I think it was because like the way I soaked my brush. Okay, normally when I soak my brush correctly, it creates like a cast on it, and when I move the bristles, it creates a cast, and I can tell it's all the way clean. If I soak my brush and then, you know, let's say I leave it overnight, because I'll soak it before I go home and then I'll let it dry overnight. Now, if I soak my brush and when I move the bristles to go and break the cast and the bristles are still stiff, okay, you can see there's stuff in there, it's not gonna work. So, and that's probably what happened. There's still like product in my brush, but you know what? We're gonna make it through. So I only showed 2 nails, and it is fast forwarded because let me tell you, a basic application on this one hand alone, you guys, took 20 minutes. All right, so you can see why I did not show the whole application. Besides, I mean, the base is so plain. Y'all have seen me applicate so many times that we're really focusing heavy on the nail art. Okay, so when you guys are doing freestyles, right, I know it's probably tempting to just think of like, okay, what did I saw something the other day, let me just go ahead and do that, you know, or oh, I know this person will like this, that, and the other. I have gotten out of the habit of kind of caring exactly about what this person would specifically like. Freestyles is called freestyles for a reason. I feel like it's complete creative control. Like if realistically, if they're booking a freestyle, it's because they've seen everything on your page that you do and they're okay with any and all of it. You see what I'm saying? So depending on their budget, that's how much of it, you know, of stuff that they get, pretty much. Okay, not to say I'm calculating all the supplies up like, okay, this equals 100. That's not how I personally do it. I just take their value and I just do what I feel like I want to do, that I'm okay with giving away for $100. All right, so I pretty much was like, you know what, I want to do a little ghetto fabulous look. Now, I'm not gonna lie, at first I was doing this base with the mindset of like, oh, I want to do like a color French tip. So I was gonna do like each nail a different color French, and then maybe do a couple of charms or something. But when I'm sorry, you guys, I kind of have a headache. So when I kind of started applying, also this night I did have a headache. You guys know this week my period has been kicking my behind. Y'all, this is what, day 3, 4 for me personally, and I'm just now starting to feel like decent, like okay. But yeah, when I filmed this last night or whatever, my head was pounding. So I was like, you know what, I don't think I'm gonna be able to make it through a French tip, so let me go ahead and do something different. So I kind of thought about it as I was going. I was like, you know what, we're gonna do like some 90s nail art. And I really like doing 90s nail art, you guys. It's a lot easier than what you feel like it probably is, okay? And I'm gonna show you why. So boom, I always top coat before I do any nail art. You guys already know that. This is what the nails look like, all shaped in together pretty much. So these colors are like literally nondescript colors. You guys know I got them in a set of like 10 liner brush gel liners or whatever. And the white is from Nail Reserve, okay? which I have coupon codes for Madam Glam and Nail Reserve in the description below. All right. So realistically, you need to think about what type of style do you like. I personally like bold, thick lines. I don't do a lot of thin, dainty lines as far as my 90s designs and nail art. So I typically like to start off with a couple of lines in the same color, right? And I start placing. I'm not gonna say there's not a rhyme or reason, but you'll see me like right in this area. I'm gonna be erasing a lot, but I typically like to start off with one color and I use that across all 5 nails so I can kind of get a look of like, okay, what am I going for? And if I don't like how the line come off, you see how easy it is to get rid of that on top of top coat? Now, if I was only buff and did not have any top coat, it would be a lot harder to get that off, and the residue of the polish would probably sink into the actual acrylic itself. And yeah, that's just me personally. That's why I like to do it on top of a clear coat, as you guys know. So basically, I kind of am looking at it like, okay, I don't have no reference picture because again, this is a freestyle. I'm just thinking like, okay, how do I want this to be set up? I don't know exactly where I want every color. I did know that I wanted some S-shaped nail art as well. I typically do short, thick lines. I don't do a lot of thin, skinny lines, as I said before. That's my personal style. I feel like it stands out. It looks bold. I feel like it looks different because a lot of people don't specifically do it like this, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just trying to get my placement right. I'm thinking like, dang, where at do I want to do this? And you guys, I'm leaving this in to show you guys, like, as much as people like, oh wow, your work is so nice, there's even times where I'm like not happy with it. And you know what? As long as you're within the time frames that you have allotted yourself for this client, you could start over as many times as you like with things like this. Because you know what? Once you get the flow, the second hand is easier, and that's where you will make up for time. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, obviously I spent a lot of time trying to decide like, what the hell do I freaking want to do? Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I think for some reason when I go ahead and start the lines on the other nails, I start to second guess myself. And as you can see, I'm doing it a lot, and I was just like, you know what, let me move to a different finger because I'm fucking tired. I feel like I'm tricking myself. I feel like it's not that bad, but for some reason in my brain it's like, oh, this is so ugly. So yeah, y'all are seeing me think in the process. Like I said, freestyles to me, they are freestyles. So if your clients are having a hard time understanding that like a freestyle means maybe sit down, choose your shape and length, and be quiet, okay, oh, that's on them, and you should tell them like, hey, I don't think you are ready for a freestyle. I think you'd like help building a set. I'll tell that to people too. They'll book for freestyle and be like, okay, this is the picture I have as an example. I'm like, whoa, babe, what the hell is you talking about? It ain't no picture for an example. You didn't read the description of what you booked? Oh, well, I thought that meant no. So I tell them, I think you're looking to have help building a set, not necessarily you want me to do everything. You see what I'm saying? So it's a difference. Anyway, as I'm continuing to kind of struggle with my own brain about what the hell do I want this to look like. And you know what? I'm not gonna lie. At first it looks stupid. The first round of lines, it looks dumb as hell. And I do this every single time to myself. And it's not till I go back with the next color that I start to realize like, okay, this is starting to look better. You see what I'm saying? And you guys know, I do not even watch my edited video through until I'm doing the voiceover. So honestly, now looking back, I could have edited a lot of this out, but I mean, hey, it is what it is, you feel me? So just the first lines are just for your guideline to take up some space. And once you see the areas of like, okay, I took up some space, where else can I take up some space? All right, me personally, when I do these type of designs, I like to take up as much space as possible. I like there to be as much line work as possible. I don't know, I just feel like it's so freaking cute. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, you guys know I really like this specific nail art brush. Is literally the only nail art brush that I use it for all of my nail art, because I like it. I feel like it does everything I need it to do. I do not work well with long striper brushes. I feel like it's very difficult for me to handle, and it just, I don't know, I don't like how they feel. It's like, why the hell is you so damn wiggly? You know what I'm saying? Like, child, I don't know. If you're wondering about this nail art brush, it is a Beetles brush, like off Amazon. It came in a pack of 5 or something. They have caps with lids, which is nice, so you don't ruin your brush. Even though I have, like, this brush she's not doing well, but it's okay, because she's been not doing well for a while, because the bristles don't stick together, you know, like they do a split, and I just know how to like finesse the brush. Like when I dip it into polish, it kind of keeps it together. But yeah, but it's cool. You guys know I don't like to get rid of a lot of my stuff. I like what I like. So basically on the first hand, I go ahead and I basically use one color all over, like do what I'm gonna do on all 5 nails, and then I'll cure it for about 5 seconds. And what that does is just make sure that you don't rub off your design as you're doing it, and just making sure like, okay, is this what I want to keep? Boom, bam. So sometimes I like to make these little S shapes. In this particular time, I knew I kind of wanted some of this because, like I said, I want to take up a lot of room. I have a headache, and I just wanted to do whatever I could that was kind of like in a quick manner, but like so I could get done, because when I tell you my head was pounding, baby, my head was pounding. Okay, so I knew this was going to take up a good amount of space and just help me think quicker and just provide me with more of a backbone for my design. So once I have this down, it's going to be so much easier for me to figure out like, okay, what's my next move? You see what I'm saying? So on the second hand, it's going to be way easier, because the first hand, that's the thinking hand for me personally, at least. So that's the hand where I'm like, okay, what do I want to do? How do I want to do it? Now the second hand, right, I basically don't cure anything. Like I do as much as I can before curing, because I want it to be quicker. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead with some orange, and I pretty much just use that orange however, right? And on the second hand, it may not be this exact same process. I'll just look at the first hand for like a little reference or like a little guide, because I want them to look similar. They don't have to look the same, but I just want it to look like I at least use the same method on both hands, so that way the pattern is as similar. Because honestly, realistically, this is a very nice chaotic ghetto mess, and that's just how we like it. Okay, that's just how I like it, and my clients like it, and I'm trying to turn more people out. All right, I see a lot of people on the internet, you know, they want to do 90s designs. I feel like they kind of all look the same, no? So I like to try and bring a little bit of a difference in my work, and I just do what I like to do, you feel me? So I went ahead with the pink, and we're gonna do some more squigglies, you know, just the variety, okay? So yeah, so basically on the other hand, what I will do, instead of like, hey, let me do a couple things on each finger or whatever, like, okay, this is the pink, let's do the pinks, let's get the whites out the way, whatever, cure in between each color. What I will do is I will just do everything. Like, okay, let's do all the whites on one nail, I'll clean the brush, let's do all the pink, clean the brush, do all the green, clean the brush, you know, do as much as I can without swiping anything away. And once I feel like, all right, I need something to dry because I'm running out of damn space, like, or I feel like I'm gonna swipe something away, then I'll put it to cure for like 10 seconds and then keep it pushing. The main thing about this is like, don't think so hard about it. Don't be too rough on yourself, because as you can see, the more lines that are on there, it's just like the cuter that it is. So even if your lines aren't perfect, because when I first started doing this, my lines definitely were not perfect, but I started to notice like my lines aren't perfect, but there's a certain way I like to move my brush in a certain thickness that I like, that, hey, that's okay. It's a very intentional thickness there. Like I said, if you have been leaning towards more of like the thin, fine line style, and you know what, if that's difficult for you, that's okay. Try a different thickness, try a different brush. Everything is not for everybody, and you just have to figure out what is it that you like to do. Okay, stand out in your own way, and this is my way that I like to do things. All right, and my clients always end up loving it. which is crazy because no one ever outright asks for this, but every time I do it, people be like, oh my god, P, wow, Peaches, ooh, oh, I love this, I love that, you see what I'm saying? And oh, hello. Oh, I'm almost done. Hey, he said he gonna get me in and out. Is that what you said?
Yeah, they heard me.
They didn't hear you. Anyways, what I was trying to say, all the bitches love P. That's what I'm gonna tell you right now, okay? And they love the nails. Huh? Actually, yeah, I do have clients that call me P. And you want to know? Well, I have to tell you that story later. Anyways, so I always include black because it's the contrast and the pop. Are you leaving right now? Well, in about 10 minutes. You can wait for me? You want to smack my booty? Yeah. Oh, can I say that on YouTube? Okay, look, so yeah, so basically I always love to add black. The reason why is because it contrasts and it pops against everything and adds that little boom boom pow that you need. Okay, now I chose these colors because so technically that little bright green is technically supposed to, whatever bright yellow is technically supposed to be green. Like the bottle it shows a different color than what actually comes out. So does that orange, but that's besides the point, right? Those colors is very much summer. I always use white and black no matter what other colors that I use, and I typically always use 5 colors. So I'll use white, black, and then I'll choose 3 colors of whatever I want. All right, and after I do the black lines, because that's the final color, right? We got all 5 colors on. I go and see, like, you know what is it lacking? Where is it lacking? Because like I said, I like the nails to be covered in this design, babe. That's just how I feel like looks pretty to me. You guys know I like pretty clutter. I feel like it just looks absolutely phenomenal that way. Okay, so I went back in with that orangish color. I'm sorry, it's kind of overexposed. And I went back in more with that like lime green, yeah, that tennis ball color, right? Because I just felt like, you know what, let's give it some more pop, let's give it some more pizzazz. And then some lines, okay, you're gonna also notice, well, I don't know if you can, but some of these lines look very, it's like they dried but also didn't. So some of them I am going over a little bit because I don't know what happened in the drying process, probably from like being in and out on that specific color, I don't know. But if you see me fixing it, that's why. So then of course with white, I go back in with the white and just go ahead and see what else does it need, because the final touch is absolutely going to be the dots. Okay, so yeah, I just go ahead and add as much line work as I can, and I try not to do too much crowding. Like, it's a fine line between placement and style versus, okay, this is just doing too damn much. Does that make sense? And I know it can be hard to decipher between the two, but it's just it's just in you. You know what I'm saying? Like, over time, you just figure out your style, and that's why I say don't try and focus so much on what other people do, because I'm gonna be honest, some people ain't got no damn style. All right, some of y'all is copying pictures where it's just, come on, girl, put your back into it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you, come on. Sometimes we can do better than the picture, and that's okay. All right, because we all have different styles, and we all have different opinions. I'm just throwing it out there that people are doing whatever's trending, and sometimes what's trendy ain't always cute. All right, so now with the dots, typically it just depends on the look of what colors I'm gonna do, but I decided to use all the colors. I always do white dots no matter what. Okay, I always do white. This particular look, I wanted to like be extra summery looking, extra bright, so I decided to go with the green, orange, and pink. A lot of times I don't use colored dots. I'll just use either black or white, depending on the look. But yeah, this particular look, I was like, I can't just do black or white. I gotta do it for the girls. You feel me? So after every couple of dots or whatever, I did cure it, because you don't want the dots to spread. And sometimes with the dotting tool, it can, like, too much polish can come off and then it starts to spread, and you don't want to accidentally mess up your dots and not know, and then all of a sudden something kind of looks funky. We want our dots to look nice and precise. Okay, so you can see how in just a short time, right, you can see I was a little bit, I don't want to say insecure with those first lines, but I always doubt myself with those first lines, like placement wise. as far as like, dang, okay, do I want it here, do I want it there, do I want it there? And then you'll see me like, you know what, it's gonna be what it's gonna be. And then now look what it's transformed to. So if you want to try a design like this and you're nervous about it, don't be, okay? Everybody has that little bit of second guess of like, you know, where it's just like, dang, what do I want to do? How do I want to start this? That's what it is. It's the, how do I want to start this? You see? And just, your mind will just kind of take over. Well, at least that's how I feel for me. My mind just takes over and my eyes just see the vision come to life before my eyes. And it's really just a crazy thing. That's why I say it's called the eye. You know, like some people got the eye, like you can shape. It's almost like having x-ray vision, or almost like seeing past and beyond what's physically in front of you. It's honestly the craziest thing. So, yeah, this is the part where I'm talking about how some of those areas, they just, it's like they cured, but they cured wrinkly, and I don't know why, but you know, we're just gonna fix those right quick. And then of course I'm gonna top coat. Now I'm also gonna put bling. I didn't want to do heavy bling because once again, her budget is $100, right? And technically she paid $110 because her deposit was $10 and she owed $100 here, because for her length I charged 10 extra for that. So what you guys don't see is I top coated, and then you've seen in some of my other videos, if I'm putting bling and jewels on top of top coat, I will go in and I will take the drill and buff off some of the top coat. As you can, I'm sorry for the lighting. I will buff off some of the top coat. You have to be very delicate with that. So you can see how it's dusty. You be very delicate because you could accidentally take off some of the design. That's not what we want. All right. Like, I know you're not going to be able to see what's under there, but if a jewel accidentally pops off, which is unlikely, but if it does, you don't want them having something that's popped off and then underneath it is just nothing. All right. Okay, so you can see how that jewel popped off, right? That's why it's important to be working on a buff surface, because these things do not stick to top coat with glue. However, I accidentally knocked it off, so what I need to do is hurry up and put it back on, because if you didn't know, the more glue you put, the more it's not going to stick. So, because I had sprayed that spray, luckily it kind of was going to dry what was there, and then when I put the glue on top, it was going to stick pretty quickly because of the glue dry spray. And typically when I am doing stuff on top of top coat where I have to do this method, I will spray it in place, okay? Because I do not want to risk the stuff sliding around before I'm done at all. So basically my thought process behind this was, okay, I would like to do some larger jewels, right? Some larger bling, shaped bling, of course. It's been a minute since I've used those two. The two in the middle, those are called emeralds. Then we've got a kite, we've got a flame, and we've got a pear. This right here is a pear, for those who don't know. Yeah. So, for those of you going to ask, like, oh, are these Swarovski? Are these... The only ones that are Swarovski, my loves, are the emeralds. Okay? There's a number of places where you can go ahead and you can get these type of really high quality jewels. Honestly, if you know where to look, you can get them on Amazon as well. Okay? Shoot, because sometimes I'd be on there, but it's like you just have to know how to read reviews. You have to know how to look at the bling. You gotta know what you're doing, okay? So I accidentally knocked that one off too. Like I said, this is tricky stuff, okay? You don't want to file down the top coat so much that underneath with the design is buffed away, but it's just the placement, like on this one, because of how I placed it. It's placed on the apex, so it didn't really stick in the glue very well because of how high on the apex it was, so it was just kind of teetering, so that was my fault. All right, so before I go to the thumb, I want to seal in my bling right now. Okay, you guys know I use me a secret glue, and that's it. That's all I use for the bling. I do use the resin glue though. It's a little bit thicker than the regular nail glue, and it doesn't dry as fast, so that's why I like it, but it's still a type of like nail glue. You see what I'm saying? So I go ahead and seal around all of my bling like this. It doesn't matter what blings or charms I'm doing. You're gonna catch me doing this every damn time. Okay? So, y'all, these people. So, yeah, basically, this is a step I will never skip. And then I'm gonna go ahead after this. Basically, I'll do the other hand of bling off camera, and then it will give everything time to dry, and I spray everything with the drying spray once more before I leave this hand, because I want these blings to not go no damn where. And I will be top coating, And I mean, honestly, it's as easy as that. Like I said, this is a freestyle. I kind of just in my head was like, you know what, it evolved to, hey, this is what we're doing. And I really like how this came out. I know this is not everybody's taste, this is not everybody's style, but you know what, it's my taste, it's my style, it's my freestyle. And you know what, my clients really liked it. Like, it feels really good to put something out that you felt like you did great on and your clients really like it. Like, honestly, it's pretty tight. She was very excited, and I was like, girl, ain't this so ghetto, ain't this so cute? She was like, girl, yes, it sure the hell is. She really loved it. And yeah, so I'm hoping that this video helped any of you guys that are trying to practice with the 90s type of designs, show you guys that it's a lot easier than what you think. Once again, this is an up close of the result, and of course, I'll see you in the next video.